Kenya. If you want to invest in a good biashara, open a betting shop today. Because many betting customers go to betting shops to chase a virtual game, sports betting, live betting, and more. Open betting shop yako wherever you are and celebrate the growth of your biashara.
Karibu Betin.
Grow nasi.
This is KTN News.
Luos clashed with Kikuyus while the forces of law and order fought to keep them.
For the longest period, Saturday, October 25th, 1969 remained one of the darkest days for the people of Kisumu in the then Nyanza province. It marked one of the ugliest incidents of political violence in the country. This was the culmination of bitter political undercurrents that pitted two senior political leaders in the country against each other. The then sitting President Jomo Kenyatta and his first Vice President Adonija Ajuma Oginga Odinga, also known as Jaramogi, a bosom buddy turned fierce foe. Jaramogi, who had dramatically resigned from office in 1966, just 2 years after Kenya had gained independence.
People around the president think that Jaramogi was a threat to them. And that is why they fought him and removed him.
On 5th July 1969, Tom Mboya was assassinated here in downtown Nairobi, killing that sparked political tension and panic across the country for several days, whose culmination was the chaotic Requiem Mass at the Holy Family Basilica, where scores were injured and several people arrested as mourners clashed with the police. 4 months after his assassination, as members of his community in Luo Nyanza continued mourning, President Jomo Kenyatta made a trip to Kisumu, which equally turned chaotic and bloody following events that unfolded. Many years later, many people would call it the Kisumu massacre. This is the untold story. My name is Duncan Haemba. Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and Jomo Kenyatta, both deceased, were some of the leading lights that played a critical role in Kenya's independence in 1963. From the beginning, they were like twins, from the regalia they donned to glowing tributes they paid to each other. In spite of the pressure exerted upon him by the colonial government, Oginga Odinga declined to accept being Kenya's first president and insisted that Kenyatta be released first from prison.
These people, Kenyatta and Jaramogi, were good friends because Jaramogi fought tooth and nail to release Kenyatta from detention. And some other Kikuyu leaders who did not want Kenyatta to come out from detention. Some claimed their people has been destroyed by Kenyatta. And Jaramogi insisted that Kenyatta is our leader and Kenyatta is our God. I can remember that. Jaramogi said so. Some Kikuyus leaders, you can name them, you know them. Even Nyaga, the late Jeremiah, even Kiano, and many others. The one who stayed with Jaramogi was Msegitu Kaingeri, who said Kenyatta must come out.
But their friendship would soon crumble barely 2 years after they ascended to power, one as president, the other as vice president. The two principals differed on a power-sharing deal which marked their point of departure.
Jaramogi and Kenyatta agreed that Peter Kola should become police commissioner. They agreed between themselves as senior people in the government, in their government, Because Kenyatta was president, Jaramogi was vice president. And they talked, and it was sealed. The following day, I can say, according to Jaramogi, what he told me, there was only KBC announcing things. It is when you hear that Bernard Hinga was appointed commissioner of police. Then Okola was dropped, or was not taken to be the commissioner. Jaramogi went straight to have a discussion with this friend. And Kenyatta told him that the house of Mumbi sat and see that Inga should be taken.
Odungiranda, who was Oginga Odinga's aide until his demise, says from there onwards, things took a different path. President Jomo Kenyatta worked on a political scheme to clip his political wings and eventually hand him a soft landing. Upon sensing the gathering storm, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga resigned as vice president in 1966, a move that shocked the then 3-year-old Kenyan government.
He was the national vice president. He was also the canonized vice. And what they did cut him to size is to create him a Jimbo vice presidencies of Kanu, such that you have a vice president for every province. And Jaramogi was supposed to be a vice president for Nyanza in that arrangement. And that's when he resigned. He said,
Dr. Odinge Odera, who has since passed on, was Jaramogi's speechwriter. In his 2013 interview, he explains what probably could have led to the fallout between once die-hard friends.
Jomo tended to steer away from what they had promised the citizenry. For instance, the land. The land was actually the big factor in disagreement between Jaramogi and Mzee, because Jaramogi and the other guys like Bill Kagia, for instance, plus a guy by the name J.D. Kala, all these are dead. They were very strong supporters of land being distributed to the citizenry. And Jomo, after becoming the president, did not actually live to the promises they had made to the people.
Kenyatta called Jaramogi, and Jaramogi went to Gatundu. And when it was about evening, so Kenyatta took Jaramogi, told him to follow me. Kenyatta was in his car, Jaramogi was in his car. But ile mali nyingi hapa kwa Thika. Samba ya Msungi ilikuwa kubwa na minai. So Kenyatta told Jaramogi, we have fought for this country. And we must share things. On the far left, hii masamba na ng'ombe kubwa takuwa yako. Mimi itachukua upande huu. And Jaramogi said no.
The die had been cast. The then firebrand politician was a marked man.
The wave came from nowhere that Jaramogi was a communist. Wherever he goes, he was followed by intelligence. Even his homes was sacked, that he was keeping bundukis. He wanted to overthrow Kenyatta and take over. So many things were said about Jaramogi.
And of course, there were other forces than foreign forces which did not like Jaramogi because they thought Jaramogi was too leftist. The head of the VOA in Nairobi once told me at a party, he said, we in America, we don't like that guy, Jaramogi. He's left-leaning.
With Jaramogi now out of KANU, he formed his own party, the Kenya People's Union, KPU. Its party color was green, symbolizing fresh beginning. But as fate would have it, the relationship between Kenyatta and Jaramogi would take a nosedive in 1969. It is the year that paid put the relationship between Kenya's founding fathers. On a cold July 5th, 1969, a youthful and influential politician from South Nyanza, Tom Mboya, was assassinated in Nairobi. A horrendous incident that heightened the now simmering political rivalry between the Luo and Kikuyu communities. His assassination opened a new chapter.
The death of Mboya is critical because it tended then to unite, to bring together those who are loyal or claim to be loyal to Tom Mboya and those who claim to be loyal to Jaramogi. These have been rivals all along.
Mboya's killing sparked tension. Tension that gripped the country for days, weeks and months. His requiem was and perhaps remains the most memorable in the country's history. At the Holy Family Basilica, the venue for